Welcome to Mubas Innovation Hub, Hello Tomorrow program, Programming for Kids. We are going to teach you programming using Python in this series of videos. Before we start going into details of how we can write our statements or program using Python, let's look at what a program is all about. What is a program? This is a set of instructions that tells a computer what to do. We have hardware. When we're looking at a computer, we have hardware and software. The hardware is what we touch. Maybe it's our laptop, we are able to touch it, it has got keys, it has got somewhere or maybe we can attach a mouse, anything that we can touch, a monitor or maybe a screen on our laptop. We call this one hardware. And this computer can do nothing if there is no software. So that software is what we call a program. So it's a set of instructions that will ask computer to do something. We have examples of programs, some examples that you are familiar with. You use games on your phone, use games on your computer. Those games are created using programming, so they are programs. And maybe you can go to an ATM, maybe your parents can go to an ATM and they're able to withdraw some money. It's because there's the ATM application, ATM program that is used in those ATMs. And some examples include WhatsApp on a maybe phone for your parents. They are able to use WhatsApp because they installed it on their computer or maybe on their phones. And this one is a set of instructions. We are able to send money or withdraw money maybe from Airtel and Mpamba agent because there is a set of instructions on our phone that tells our phone what to do. So all those are examples of programs. If you go to ShopRite, when you have bought some things and you want to go out, you go to the checkout point there, they scan your product, and of course you give them money and it does everything and give you the change. They are able to use a computer to do that because there are sets of instructions that instructs the hardware or a computer what to do. So to come up with those set of instructions, we have different types of statements that we use. The basic ones, 4 of them, are output statement, input statement, process statement, and declaration statement. There will be other complicated statements that we're going to be introduced to, but these are basic ones. So for you to come up with any program, we use these statements. Specifically in our case, we're going to be using Python. So in Python, an output statement we use print. What an output statement does is to show anything that we write in that output statement to the screen. So we're going to be using print, and we'll be putting something, maybe a message or anything that we want it to be shown on the screen. So our program will only be able to display something if we put them inside the print. And the input statement, this one requires a user to enter something. So we are going to be using a keyboard to get information from the user in our program. So the input statement will make our program to wait for the user to enter something. So in Python, we use a keyword input. And we can put the message here, maybe asking the user maybe to say, enter your age. We'll be putting them inside the input statement. And our program will be waiting for the response from the user through the keyboard. Then we have a process statement. Process statement, this one will be expecting, or is anything that is in a form of an expression, which will require our computer to process or to compute. So others call this process statement as compute statement. So it will require the CPU to work on such a statement. It can be maybe an expression to add two numbers, maybe such as maybe 5 plus 3. If we have something like this, is considered to be compute statement or process statement, and it will require CPU to work on it. Then lastly we have declaration statement. This one is used to create containers in our program, which we call variables, that are used to store program data. When we ask a user to enter something, that data must be stored somewhere. So we need to create a container for that. So declaration statements are there to create these variables. So when the variable is created, then we can put some value in it for our program. We are going to see this in our series of videos. So we call them variables, and that is called the declaration statement. So declaration statement will be mapped to the storage of our computer, storage devices. In our case, we are going to be using a temporary storage devices such as RAM. So we are going to be working with RAM. So in summary, declaration statement, creating containers to keep our data, program data, and we're going to be using RAM. Process statement, computing any expression that we can have. So expressions can be arithmetic such as this one, and we're going to be using CPU to do that computation. Input statement, asking or getting information from users, and we're going to be using input statement, which will be waiting for the response from the keyboard. So we'll be using keyboard for that. And the output statement, showing something to the users through the screen. So any information that we want to be displayed from our program, we are going to be using output statement. So in Python we use the print statement. Now let's start our journey. We are going to start by looking at output statement in our next video.